Good evening. I'm John Hamilton, and I'm sitting next to Sarah Lunsford, and this is another edition of the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County.
It certainly is.
This is week 2, isn't it?
It's the end of week 2.
The end of week 2. And that means tonight is our edition where we get to tell you, our entertainment, where we get to tell you what to do, right?
We get to tell you what to do. And the first thing we're going to tell you is that we're not going to talk about entertainment for a couple stories.
Yes, that's true. Because we've had some more developments, and this one is...
It's interesting to say the least.
So we've got a couple stories up front. Sarah's going to tell you about the first one. So this is the third.
The third. There were 3, or third time's a charm, in the Public Works Department. Apparently today, sheriff's deputies arrested an Edwin Frederick Hode III for obstruction of justice in relation to the 2 other arrests that were made for embezzlement, quite frankly. And what was interesting about this particular arrest is they actually said it was obstructing a public officer of the penal code and destroying or concealing evidence in relation to this investigation. So what I decided to do is I decided to go to the penal code, the California Penal Code, to find out exactly what a public officer of the penal code was.
Right.
So California Penal Code 148A actually says every person who willfully resists, delays, or obstructs any public officer, peace officer, or an emergency medical technician in the discharge or attempt to discharge any duty of his or her office. It's a little dry, but this is actually sort of the really interesting part, is that this particular crime shall be punished by a fine not exceeding $1,000 or by imprisonment in a county jail not to exceed 1 year, or both. And I don't think
which is a good thing in Calaveras County, because
no time in jail at all. Exactly, because it looks like it's a misdemeanor. It's not a felony.
And this is kind of a catch and release county, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Until we get the new jail bill.
Exactly, and you have to be a felon actually to stay in jail here. So they're all lining up to turn themselves in on Friday morning, so they can be just caught and released.
Yes. Also, a quick note on county business as well is we just received a little note on Ray Waller, the former head of the building department, has issued a formal response to the JAS report. Now, the JAS report is the report that was where they audited the building department to go over past practices and that type of thing. And this report was ostensibly one of the reasons for Ray's dismissal. So I think this is there, and this is no doubt going to be a long, protracted legal battle. So this is just another salvo. And we will post the release, because this was actually a public letter to the supervisors, and we will have that posted on the site after the show. So that.
So he's made an official responance.
Correct.
To the JAS assessment
and it's point by point. It's fairly detailed.
Okay.
But I guess just when you thought the building department was calming down, everything was smoothing out, get a little more excitement.
Exactly. Besides the general plan update process, which is another long and protracted process as well. So you'll be hearing a lot about those 2 situations as we go through.
And some people like that process lengthened, and some people want to.
Very short. Exactly. So that's our hard news for the evening. And now on to our entertainment or weekend update portion of the evening. It's springtime.
It's going to be a busy weekend. It's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot. There's a lot of gardeners out there because it's spring and they like to get out there and get in the soil. And there's actually 2 events that are sort of geared towards them. The Master Gardeners of Calaveras County are actually having their spring plant sale. Now, this is a free event out there in San Andreas at the Government Center where the Master Gardener Demonstration Garden is. It's actually a nice garden where they go out and they give their demonstrations. It's actually on Friday and Saturday. From Friday, it's from 4 to 6, and on Saturday, it's from 9:30 to 12:30. And they will be selling a variety of different plants out there. It'll be rain or shine.
Okay.
And they will be...
Saves watering time.
It does. They will be selling daylilies, native and ornamental grasses, sort of ornamental plants, and also heirloom plants. And because I didn't really know, do you know what an heirloom plant is?
Just an old variety, vegetable. Right?
Yeah, but it has to be it's like before 1951, supposedly.
Old seed.
Yeah, old, normally pollinating type of vegetable.
So this is one of the seeds they got out of the pharaoh's.
Yeah. Tomb. Or stomach.
Just kidding.
So if you want to go out and get some interesting plants, and also they'll be doing demonstrations out there.
Yeah.
Go out to San Andreas and find some plants for your garden. Another gardening type of activity is Arbor Day.
Yes.
On Saturday, the Calaveras County Garden Club will be having an Arbor Day celebration at the Pioneer School in Douglas Flat.
And we're swapping notes here.
We're swapping notes, exactly.
Notes
He's sliding it over to me. It's that's on Saturday, and it's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And there's actually sort of a lot of different activities that are going to take place. The Calaveras County Garden Club is massive.
Right.
Active. But there will be what they term environmental activities. Your eye is twitching. And
I'm sorry.
Compost demonstrations and water conservation activities, as well as other gardening related activities. I'm assuming environmental activities are sort of related to taking care of your garden environment.
Right.
So those are two outdoor sort of gardening.
And the next one kind of has environmental.
Yes,
we'll slide our notes back. And the next one has environmental activities as well, right?
Yes, sort of.
Cow pasture golf.
Yes.
The No-Kill Lions Club is sponsoring cow pasture golf this weekend. So it's Saturday at 8 a.m. They'll have coffee and donuts, and at 9 a.m. the shotgun starts. So you basically you
take a gun to the.
No. They situate all the people near patties, cow patties. No, they do this in a field, so it's kind of a fun thing. So there may actually be obstacles, kind of like miniature golf, but with landmines type of thing.
That's right.
So. And as a person who grew up on a dairy, and I actually have took my golf club to a few cow patties when I was growing up, and there's a knack to this because they can look dry. But if they just have a crust or a layer on top, if you hit it with a wedge, you have no idea where
it will land.
Yes. So you want to make sure that if you're going to take a club to one of them, that you kind of poke it and make sure you can move it around and slide it that's really dry, because otherwise there may be unintended consequences.
Do they actually use cow pies, or do they use actual golf balls?
I'm sure they use golf balls, but the cow patties are part of the. Although I doubt some guys would like to take their nice ping stuff.
That's true.
That would just be.
That is true.
But it is just processed grass, so it's very.
It's just naturally
similar to
processed.
what is on the golf course anyway,
naturally processed grass.
Yes, it's just.
And that is $25 per person.
$25 per person. And $4.10 for lunch only. And shotgun start at 9 a.m. 1 mile west of Highway 26 in McCollum Hill, presented by the No-Kill Lions Club.
Yes.
And if you want to get some more information on it, 772-8589. And this should be a fun event.
Yes,
and
definitely.
If I wasn't going to be at one of our later items we're going to talk about, I would like
at another event.
Yes, at another event. This is going to be an event-driven weekend.
This is definitely an event-driven weekend. Another event is, as he slides my notes back to me, is the Calaveras County Airport Day. And it is, I believe, the 13th annual Airport Day. This is a big deal. Last year, the weather wasn't so great, so a lot of the planes that usually come in from out of the area weren't able to make it in. They didn't do the air show, but this year it's going to be clear. There's an air show. There's classic cars out there. There are classic airplanes out there.
Very cool.
And what's the really popular thing is the demonstration rides. $5 per person, a 15-minute scenic airplane ride around Calaveras County.
Is it still full, or can the kids get in to do that?
They sign up that morning, so you have to get there. First come, first serve. You've got to get there early. It's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And it's a really great event for people who don't know very much about the airport. I always say go up there because the view, even if you're not in a plane, is absolutely gorgeous up there. And if you can make it, that would be fabulous. And there's also going to be radio-controlled airplane demonstrations. Right. And also, the department head, Kathy Zancanella, showed me, every year they have a different T-shirt.
You're going to model this for us?
No, because this is the back.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Let me just hold it up. This is the cutest T-shirt.
That is nice.
There's the frog who's flying the plane and the, what do they call that, an air walker?
I think so.
Walking along the wing walker, that's what they're called. And these are $15 a piece out there.
Very nice.
So that's like.
So hopefully they have these in different sizes.
They do. Small to extra large.
So if you're double fat boy like me, you need a real big one. Is that the?
And this is a free event too, except for the $5 per ticket airplane ride. And all the proceeds, they serve breakfast and lunch, local vendors do, local nonprofit organizations, and all of the profits go to those charities. The airport doesn't take in any of those. They just provide the spot.
Very nice.
And if you can make it, it is a great event to go to.
Now, I guess ostensibly one of the biggest events for this weekend is the Relay for Life. Now, this is if you're not a local, I guess most of the locals know this, but Calaveras County has done a wonderful job raising money for cancer.
Absolutely,
and it's actually phenomenal because if you look at the per capita giving for the county, it's amazing. I mean, we're in the top 10 in the nation for small counties.
Exactly.
And it's in the hours and hours and people have worked just tirelessly to put this event on.
Yes. And they've had the rummage sale. They've been collecting. They form teams.
Yes.
And then they collect money for the teams. Each of the teams collects money, and then other people just individually donate. And like I said, they do the rummage sale. Yep. And it is a real community event. It is, and
it runs from noon on Saturday to noon on Sunday at on the Bret Hart track.
Yes.
So at Bret Hart High School, they're on the track, and we will actually. The plan is to stream this one live for all 24 hours. So if you have a friend or family in there and they're making their way around, you can check on them at 2 in the morning. As they're I'm tired. I don't want to walk anymore.
As they're making their way around the track for the millionth time.
And also, we were joking at one of the lead-up meetings a couple of weeks ago. That way, you can check in and make sure they're actually walking at 2 a.m. So they're not,
they're not kind of slacking
they're taking this
off
relay stuff seriously. So, and I know at the last count they've already raised almost $100,000.
Have they?
And I think the goal, obviously, and we'll post a link below the video this weekend where if you want to call in. Now we had hoped to be able to do basically like a telethon thing on the event site, and I guess there's some weird rules with the American Cancer Society if they accept those locally.
All right.
So basically what we'll do is there will be an 800 number to call for you but then they actually get credit at that event. But you call the American
Cancer Society.
an 800 number at the American Cancer Society, but the local event will still get credit. So it'll count for their totals. So we will have hopefully have the video streaming live for all 24 hours. And
so you'll get the opening ceremonies?
Yes, we'll be there for the opening ceremonies for sure.
And the lighting of the luminaires?
Yes.
Luminaries?
Yeah, the luminaries.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Luminaries?
And we may sneak away for a second. Maybe to go to the airport. But
airport days, exactly. Actually, you know what? I asked Kathy about that, having the airport days on the same day as the Relay for Life, and she said, oh, not a problem. She said they can come to our event and then go to the Relay for Life, or go to Relay for Life and then come to our event. And she was right.
Because they're only actually about 10 minutes apart down Highway 49,
10 or 15 minutes apart.
I mean, and if you haven't been to the airport, if you're coming up, if you're in Angels Camp, coming up Fort Angels Camp, and instead of taking a right and heading up Highway 4, you take a left. The airport is down there about 8 or 9 miles.
Yeah, it's not too far.
Yeah, and, it's very nice setting. So that's where it's at there. Because we have heard from some people that are down that side of 49. If people are coming up 4, they always make that right turn
instead of the left turn. Exactly. And also, as far as the airport goes, we'll go back to the Relay for Life. For those of you who are pilots out there and who do like to fly around, apparently in Calaveras County the avgas is less than it is in the valley.
Very nice.
Just as a little aside.
Because our gas is usually higher than everybody else's.
Exactly. Our actually vehicle gas is higher than anybody else's, but the avgas is not. So anyhow, so Relay for Life, go out there and support.
Great.
Everybody. And the interesting thing about Calaveras County is that we are only about 46,000 people, and we raise anywhere, I believe, from $2.5 to $3.5 million a year for charity.
Wow, for all the charities.
The charities. And I had said, I think it was last week, that the median income in the county is $40,000, but actually that's along the Highway 4 corridor in the Murphys area.
Right.
And I believe the actual median income now in the county is actually more like $27,000 to $30,000 a year for a family of four, which shows you, I mean, 2.5 to 3.5 million
how generous people
yeah,
are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And anyway, Relay for Life.
Yes, and also the relay goes from 12 noon to 12, and should be a lot of fun. And and speaking of the fund, for example, like the fundraising that was done for Brianna Zilke and some there's been some local cancer survivors that have really helped energize some of the fundraising.
Exactly.
And for example, with Brianna, she's had cancer twice, and she's only in fifth grade now or sixth grade? And it's but some really nice things. She seems to be in remission now again, and which is a great thing. And the first part of the Relay for Life, if you haven't been to one, it's really gut wrenching.
It's very emotional.
Because they have the first parade with the survivors, and then all the luminaries of the ones who did not survive, and it's quite a moving event, and we encourage you to stop by the Bret Hart High School field, wave to the camera, and write them a check
at noon.
But then you have 24 hours. So I mean, even being I'm habitually a little bit on the tardy side, so I have 24.
Really, I would never have guessed.
I actually would have 24 hours to actually get there. So this is it's a good thing. So.
And another actually show for a good cause is the fashion show at Calaveras Big Trees State Park this weekend. It's on Saturday.
Is it an environmental fashion show?
I don't know, actually.
Pine
needles and all sorts of
Just kidding.
Stuff. We don't have coconuts up here.
That's true.
So there's no coconut stuff. But anyway, it's at the Calaveras Big Trees. It's at the visitor center, actually. And all the profits from that actually go to the Calaveras Big Trees Association.
Great.
So
super. Also, the Fantastics. This is the last weekend for the Fantastics. And this is a great play at the Black Bart Playhouse. So go in there, enjoy the show. Should be should be a really fun time. So, and again on that one, at 8 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for seniors and children's. For reservations and information, go to call 728-8842 or visit murphysblackbartplayers.com, and that's on our calendar as well. So that way it can save you all that typing. Just do that. Clicking business,
yes. And opening night gala this weekend for the Blue Mountain Players in West Point. Yes, they're opening with Mary Mary, and the doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. There will be wine and appetizers served on Saturday. And let's see. And
the West Point area is gorgeous.
It is. It's beautiful back there.
On this side, you won't make it up there on that side enough, but it's really pretty. It really is.
And that shows through May 11th, and you can go to BlueMountainTheater.com for more information.
And also tonight, aren't the Crocodillos?
Crocodillos are playing tonight.
Yes. So we're missing some acapella. Should we break into song?
You can break into song. I'll just watch. I'll applaud. Yes.
Yes, but it's all a cappella.
Yes.
So yes, and there'll be those fine chaps from New England here doing a little bit of a cappella entertainment at Ironstone tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's it. And if you head over into neighboring Tuolumne County, there are a couple things happening in Tuolumne County. First off is the Jamestown Jail Rescue Fundraiser, which is happening at the Railtown Park in Jamestown. And it includes train rides, Western reenactment, silent auctions, and the Black Irish Band will be playing.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are. And that's on Saturday from 4 to 7, and it benefits the preservation of the Jamestown Jailhouse.
And if you want to get a little snapshot of what the Black Irish Band is like, we taped a couple minutes of their stuff when they were playing in the caves at Ironstone a few weeks ago. So if you want to do that little search thing for the Pine Tree for the Black Irish Band and stuff, they should be able to catch them in action before you
go see them.
Yes.
And if you're actually in Sonora a little earlier, there's the Sonora Spring Festival in downtown Sonora too. From on Saturday from 11 to 4, and there's live music, a variety of artisans and vendors and crafters in downtown Sonora, which would be kind of cool.
And also at 9 p.m. on Saturday night, Fix Soup is going to be at Hotel Ledger in Moke, so after you play a round of cow patty golf, then you go hear Fix Soup. And that starts at 9 p.m. and runs till 1 a.m., so you should be tired if you start at 8 a.m. with your coffee and donuts and stay all the way through to 1 a.m.
And then head over to the Relay for Life by 1:30.
You're going to be...
Yeah.
You'll be tired. But anyway, I guess is that for this weekend? Are we getting close to...
We have a volunteer event.
Oh, a volunteer event.
Up here on the Ebbets Pass corridor, White Pines Cleanup event.
Oh, that's right. We missed the big one.
White Pines Park.
Sorry. Yeah.
Saturday at 9 a.m., volunteers are requested to come out to White Pines Park and help clean up the park. And they're requesting, the White Pines Park Committee is requesting volunteers bring gloves, rakes, pitchforks, and wheelbarrows. And refreshments and lunch will be made available, but bad weather will cancel the event. So if you want to actually go out and do a community service beyond the Relay for Life and some of these other events, go out and get your gloves and go out to White Pines Park.
Go clean up, then go walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A weekend of exercise.
Yes.
Yes. Definitely. And I think we hit
close,
just about everything.
Pretty close. Also, I know that there's going to be some kayaks from the Bear Valley Cross Country. They're going to have some kayaks down at White Pines, so in between cleaning, you can probably just go for a kayak ride.
That's true. You could also kill yourself trying to get up to all the events, too.
That's a little too depressing.
That's a little too depressing.
Yeah, we don't want to go there.
But you could also, if you wanted something that's very cerebral, you could go to the genealogy workshop. That will be held on Saturday from 8:30 to 3:30 p.m. at the Murphy's Family History Center at 400 Bret Harte Drive, which I think is actually the Mormon church out there.
Okay, all right.
And you can learn about research techniques, immigration and military records, land records, and just basically how to research your genealogical background.
Very nice.
And that's supported by or put on by the Calaveras Genealogical Society.
Well, wander on up this weekend. If you're local, don't sit home. Get out, do something. And if you are coming up for the weekend, there's lots of stuff to do, and have a great time doing it. And thank you. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. We really do. And starting next week, we're probably going to do one of those things where we actually get out and about.
We're going to go out and about.
Yes,
so
you may start catching
county.
us on location. So if you can stand off camera and point and laugh and make fun, then
that's okay.
That'll be
Or just come by and say hi.
Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.
We haven't done the weather yet.
Oh, we haven't done the weather yet. Oh,
we haven't done the weather, and it's changed even since last night.
Pardon me.
Arnold weather, low of 52 tonight, high of 77 tomorrow. And Saturday, mostly sunny at 78 degrees. Sunday, 72 degrees.
Bear Valley, low of 39 tonight, high of 65, low of 45 on Friday night, a high of 63 on Saturday. So that is nice. And we just found out really before, nice. It looks like Caltrans is reporting that they've already opened Sonora.
Yeah.
And usually, because it's usually the same crews that do both, so they really do. They'll tag team one and get it done, then move a lot of the equipment over here. So I'm guessing Ebbets Pass should be on the list next. So,
and if you've never driven across Ebbets Pass, it is
truly a scenic byway.
It is absolutely a beautiful ride.
Yeah, truly a scenic byway. It really is. And it's it's really nice. And so I'm just kind of guessing they may sneak in and try to get it open, but they may try to get it to where. Because believe it or not, there's people that actually don't want it open soon, as long as there's still snow on the ground, because they can go out there and play with their
That's right, their snowmobiles. Yeah. They go out there to Lake Alpine. Also, Murphy's weather tonight: 50 degrees, clear. Friday, 83 degrees, and Saturday, 83 degrees.
Ooh, Angels Camp. So if you're walking around that track...
See, that's what I was thinking. Take your shorts and a lot of water.
So you're looking at low of 53, high of 84 tomorrow, low of 58 tomorrow night, and Saturday a high of 86. So if you're... But low of 56, which actually that would be very nice and pleasant, because it's Sunday a high of 81, so if you're walking around the track out there making laps, at least it shouldn't be
It's not going to be too bad. Yeah. Exactly.
Or too hot.
So just take a lot of water and just keep on going.
Keep on trucking.
That's right. And now we are officially done.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Good night.